Hello, I'd like to share a little bit about my upcoming book, Leading Global Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. It's clear that progress in fostering diverse, equitable, and inclusive organizations has been slow, especially in the global context. The time is now to move from situational actions to sustained progress in diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have an opportunity, a moment, to be more ambitious and to unfreeze how we have always done things. There's an opening to address DI globally, and we must seize that moment. But how? In doing global transformation work, I know that I often yearn for a book that addressed the unique challenges of DEI change in a global context. Each time I speak at conferences and events, global DEI draws the most interest. And based on what I hear from the audience, it has caused the most frustration. Given repeated appeals for more guidance on global DEI, I knew that sharing my professional journey in DEI would help global change agents like you. My book, Leading Global Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, is a view from the trenches, a view from someone who has had to pioneer a way forward without any real map. I decided to write this book because in my career, I've learned some hard lessons, and I want to give back what I've acquired from this work to you, leaders in global organizations who want your DEI efforts to matter, to stick, to last, and to make a difference. Through my lived experience, I realized that given the complex and dynamic nature of the work, there is no quick checklist or playbook for global DEI culture change. However, I did come to recognize some principles that provide a through line in working in divergent cultures. These principles provide the how to move from performative actions to sustained and systemic progress. Yes, these principles are simple, but they are disruptive. In my book, I provide insights on each principle drawn from my experience, as well as anecdotes and hard-won successes of colleagues like you who have done this work in other organizations, who have done the heavy lifting, who have lived these experiences as well. The principles are not intended to provide standards or plug and play templates based on what's worked in the US. In fact, this has been one of the foundational mistakes in global DEI work. What makes them powerful and useful is that they can be applied with sensitivity to any organization or culture. So here are the principles, and I have 2 chapters devoted to each principle. Principle 1 is make it local. Principle 2, leaders change to lead change. Principle 3, and it's good business too. Principle 4, go deep, wide, and inside out. Principle 5, know what matters and count it. I am so very grateful to Hamdi Ulukaya, founder and CEO of Chobani Intent, who says that the book is a brilliant framework for advancing global diversity, equity, and inclusion. And Indra Nui, former chairman and CEO of PepsiCo, who says that the book is the quintessential thought leadership primer for global DEI. So if you want a guide on making organizations around the world more diverse, equitable, and inclusive in a sustainable way, in a way that sticks and makes a difference, order your copy of Leading Global Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion now at your local bookstore, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, or through Book Depository. Thank you very, very much.